Hello guys, this is a Heavenlyform here where I thought today, I'll use my voice to explain what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to create some assets for the game. So the first thing is I was just kind of getting together some matcap materials to use as quick materials for quick concepts, and probably some ideas and stuff to throw colors on things, with a kind of material kind of vibe to it. I could have just used straight Blender colors or whatever it is, but I thought the matcap might give it some interest. So when we actually go to do the final materials in the end, we have like something a little more detailed. So this is how you set up matcaps in the new Blender, Blender 3. So what you do, you could use an emit material so you could get completely shadeless, and I think there's another camera as attributes also, attribute shader or something like that that goes directly. I think, let me see if I could remember exactly what it is. I think it's like camera data or something like that that gives you the, I think it's a holdout or whatever. There's a holdout material. Let's see, holdout. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, whatever it is, there's one that's even flatter, or you could use like a emission, but I'm just going to use my diffuse because I want to be able to use it with lights and other things. So I just use a basic diffuse with no shininess, because it should get all the light information from the matte cap that you added. And all matte caps are, if you look here on the left window, matte caps, all they are is just these images of shaders or shadables that captures the general light information. And it's mostly like shiny, right? So you either have like dull or shiny, and you have colors. I don't think it really convey textures that well, but I do have one in here with like textures and stuff like that. So you know, I do have a few texture ones in here, like this one. Yeah, so what I'm doing here, this is a file I'm creating as like an asset file, because in Blender 3 there's like an asset browser, and you can browse for different types of assets you want to use. So let's just do a little testing out. So I have a whole bunch of matte cap materials I downloaded from online that are from free sources, and some you could create in like the GIMP, or you could create in Blender yourself with just, you know, lighting like a sphere like this, and then, you know, rendering it, you know, with a pretty tight crop, and rendering it out to like an image like this. And I have all these shaders with almost every imaginable color or color variant so far, you know, and you just keep adding, and I'll just keep adding to my little library here. But this is how you set it up. So okay, so you have just going back to the setup. So you create a diffuse material, or sorry, emit. I'm using diffuse. Then you plug in your matte cap material here as a texture, and then this is important. So the mapping has got to be a point mapping, right, with a location of 0.5 to 0.5 to center the image of the matte cap. And then you scale it up so it covers the ball at 0.5 to 0.5. So you make it bigger. You tile it. So this tiles, you know, in scale, the opposite direction or whatever it is. So it makes it bigger and it covers the sphere completely. And you're supposed to, then you add like a vector transform node, and you change it to normal, and then you want the space to convert it to be from object, and then, you know, you want the space the space here to be, you know, the orientation to be towards the camera at all times. And then you have a texture coordinate node. You just want to pull it from the null and you plug it into the vector part of the vector transform node. And this is the entire setup. Get the matte caps going, and all you gotta do is do one, and then you just duplicate it up here in this tab, you know, click that and you'll duplicate, you know, and you can make a new one. So I'll show you, that's what I was doing. So most of like doing game development is pretty tedious and just kind of more or less laborious work. You could do code to like, you can make code and go through and grab these materials and plug them in and have all the assets good, and, you know, but I'm not a coder, and you know, and there's something to be said about doing a few things manual, you know, it's a little zen, you know. It does take some time if you have the time to spend, but if you don't, then you can get a coder, or if you know the code, you can code it yourself, and you can run a script, and it'll just create a bunch of materials here in Blender based upon the maps you have in the directory on your computer. Put it in a blend file, it'll be all ready for you. You could probably code all that to Python, but for now I'm just going to do it as the artistic way, you know. It gives me time to think about the other aspects of the game. So this is one thing that I'm doing, setting up the materials as an asset, and it's just pretty boring, and you'll be like, you might think like, why are you like broadcasting this? Who knows? And I was looking online how to set this up, and I actually saw like a small post somewhere, and the guy kind of hinted at it at the old Blender version, so I haven't seen any with Blender 3. So this part of the video is dedicated to that. So the other part, what I've been mostly doing is making these kind of so the game is Sol 3000, and it's a kind of futuristic game, and I need a lot of futuristic type textures and elements and all those things. You know, you could buy probably some texture packs and use it, but if everybody does that, then what happens is that you go through games and you see the same textures. You say, wait a minute, that texture looks familiar, right? So you want something new when you open a new game. So I'm going to create some of these flat kind of textures I can use throughout the game for like walls and for floors and stuff like that, you know. And you could do custom textures and custom floors based upon the level that you're doing. and just reuse it. But I just want to do like a, you know, like a nice pack of like 6 or 12 that I could just drag and drop on stuff, and then I could make them unique by changing the color, changing the shapes, and all these different things. So these are some of the things, you know, you think about when you do game development. And you could do, you know, you could probably use geometry nodes and Houdini and different software where you could, you know, set up with nodes, you know, under geometry, so you could randomize, you know, all these little greedily type tech shapes and designs. You know, but I'm just gonna do the old-fashioned artistic way for now, you know. So yeah, this is it. So let me just create one more map cap here. So I'm gonna duplicate this, alright, and then I'm just gonna change out the texture. The texture is like this right here, so I'm gonna go here to this one. This looks more white than blue, but anyways, it's all good. So it's just a blue like that. So yeah, this should actually be white. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, that's all about perception right there. So all these three here could be white caps. I wonder if I could rename stuff right here. Oh, I can. So instead of blue, I'll put white. Oh, and it did drop it down to the white. That's pretty neat. Let's go back up. I'll do this other one here. Yeah, what I was getting these mad caps, like perception between what's blue and what's white, and different colors sometimes get muddy, like orange and tan. You know, because it's so close sometimes, you know, at what point do you classify it as tan opposed to it being orange? And you just, you know, sometimes I was looking into a computer program that could distinguish the colors upon this stuff, but even then, you know, your eye is like the best judge of what is white or what is blue or what is red or whatever the color is. Okay, so let's go back here. So this was the last one, so yeah, this is more of a kind of bluish green. There we go. Save that. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So these are some of my assets. So what I want to do, I actually want to go back into my shading, and right here, I think you should be able to select these like so, right click, and then make mark as assets, and it would take all these and put them in the asset library. Yep, there you go. So I have my assets right here. So technically, right, if I drag this object I have here, this rock, right, which already has this material, but then I say I want this material on here. Yep, there you go. My madcap material on the rock. This worked out exactly how I wanted it to work out. And if I wanted this black, I have some blacks here with the same thing, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll have to go through and fix those. Yeah. Different kinds of blacks. Yeah, so this is working really well. Wow, working actually better than I thought. Okay, so yeah, let's go into making these. Wow, this is really good. I almost want to stop the stream and actually just work on these, but I would not. I'm just gonna delete that, save this, and this saves up to the one that I have last. I wonder why these didn't turn on. I'll have to go back and fix those. So yeah, so I'm gonna start new. Right, so here we are. Right, I want to go to the top. For me, I want to go to top view. Delete this. I want to start from scratch and start making these geometric shapes I can use, you know, for different kinds of paneling and kind of tech stuff. It also helps if you have a folder full of ideas of what these things could look like. You don't necessarily have to copy them, but I do have a folder here. I always look at reference. I don't just do things off the top of my head. At least I try not to. Okay, let's see how well I could. Okay, so I'm gonna look through my little And if you're watching the stream, feel free to hit me a comment in the chats. I'm not sure if YouTube chat is actually working, but you could definitely watch this stream here on Twitch. And if you go to Twitch and you type Heavenly Form, or you type Soul 3000, and it'll come up. And if you're signed into Twitch, you could just chat with me via the chat there. Okay, so let's get this one. I'm just looking at one of my patterns here. Okay, I think this is a nice pattern, so I'm gonna start with this. I'm just gonna start with some regular like flat 20 here. I like to call it grid in Blender. No, there's so many different tools you could use to do this kind of stuff, but I should want to grid. There you go. Okay. Now, edit mode. Got all the tools here, and you can actually hide those tools, and you can just work off of just commands. You could actually maximize this entire view. I don't need to see anything else other than this what I'm working on right now. So, okay, I'll just use a knife tool. And I'll just start, yeah. Let's just do this and hit A. The restriction. Continue. Let's just do that. Let's do this. Right, and we just want to go buck wild and just cut shapes, right? I mean, you could do this in any program and then convert it. There's so many better ways to do this stuff, but you got to do the way, because there's so many different ways. You got to use the way that actually works with your head. At this point in the game, you can work it any way that works with your head. So if I watch like this tutorial, but I rather do it a different way. You do it the way that you think you get the most out of bang for your buck as an artist. That's what I do. As I said, there's so many better ways to do this stuff, so don't feel like I'm telling you. I'm just doing it the way that for me works. Right. This is not. These programs are so flexible that you could use so many different ways to get things done. So, and that's the whole point, right? That's why they add so many features and so many different tools so that you can do it. You can work in whatever way you feel you need to work. Right, so I'm actually watching some reference here. Try to get some of these things going. I'm just gonna do some large shapes and just go from there. I'm not gonna get too involved and let details right off. Probably even going to wireframe and do this, right? And as it stands right now, like these here, and not all even and stuff like that, but you can make it even if you want. There you go. And I'm looking at my reference here and I'm seeing, they have a lot of little things. Let's try something. a lot of people don't know you could actually select like all the 3 different types of components in geometry. You could select the vertex component, the edge component, and the polygon component, or the face component, and you could select any one at any time. See, like that, so you don't have to keep flipping between, you know, each individual one, you know, by pressing, you know, 1, 2, or 3 on the keyboard. Just gotta be careful what it's like. Look at that. Actually, what I want to do, you know, is a couple of little triangle things. Now let's continue some bigger cuts. Try something other here. Technically should be to just cut this. No rhyme or reason. Yep. And I will definitely try to make support edges. Nothing's wrong with that. Yeah, and we can support these edges because we definitely don't want things just hanging like that. Which is okay. I've been working with polygons and polygon editing for like years, and especially with Blender, you know. But professionally, I've used, you know, I started with 3D Studio Max. Now that's what you use when you work with bigger companies and stuff. Because especially the company I worked with was an architectural firm, and because of Autodesk, you know, with AutoCAD and Revit and different things, you want similar software to complement. Right, because of the company, so they could buy the same software from the same company. You know, that all the engineers and architects and I was visualization, and you know, they rather everybody use, you know, the same company, the same software. Because it's, you know, it's easier for them with licensing and different things. Yeah, license expensive. It's a little bit simple. Yeah, there's a weird thing going on here, but I'll just leave it. Let's see. Make sure we have a solid still going on here. Let's keep it in solid for a minute. So, ideally, I didn't want let's see what other big shapes we could add in here that would be interesting. You know, you could do so many things in here. Like you could like make a completely different shape and just stamp it in here. I'll show you how to do that. So let's go to vertex mode and just copy a vertex. Copy the vertex. Did you see? So yeah, vertex. Let's just extrude. Let's stick this on this axis. And you could actually like hold control and then right click and actually make the shape and render like that. Now press control F. And let's just straighten all these out. Let's see what shape we got here. I've never like actually done anything. This is the first time I'm actually trying to work like this. To get different kind of shape panels and techie bits. And even hopefully things that people can be calculated. I'm just gonna do something like that. Let's give it sense of it. The good thing about working around engineers and architects is that you start to think of, when you're building things, you tend to think of like real world applications of it, because everything we build there is for a real world application, right? It's for like somebody to use it. So this could be like a panel door or something. Actually, this is better than this little stupid square I made. I'm just checking it out to see, you know, how this could make like some sort of sense in here. Like this could be a panel right here. Let's try rotating this. Yeah, I'm always trying to like line things up, but then I realize what it is. Okay, so that's kind of like probably a panel door you can access or something like that. What I'm going to do is separate this. Alright, so this is a separate object. Let's take a look in 3D. Alright, so what I did not want, I didn't want this polygon in the middle. And you just delete stuff in Blender and just leave the edges, so you can delete faces. So only faces and then just leave the edge. See that? Isn't that cool? Alright, so I'm going to go back into my view. Go back into the edit mode. So I'm going to select that and then I'm going to control. Select that, it's like this, and then click OK, yep. So let's see, is this selected? Yep. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do a knife project, right? So let's come here. And with knife project, I realized that you gotta be, if you wanted to cut really nice and clean, you gotta be like zoomed in to like the shape that you're cutting out, that you're using to cut out the shape with. And what it will do, will do a more precise job. So we're gonna use knife project here. I think you should be able to do it with just a straight edge, but I'm just going to convert it to a curve. So now it's a curve. And going from here to here, going here to here. And now let's do that again. Alright, so you see, so we just projected a shape in there. And you could do that. You could just make like shapes with curves, or in any other program, import it like Illustrator, import the new knife project that we're going. I like to stick inside of the program. Let's just stick in there. You might want to do a few circles and stuff, so I'm just trying to look. So what we need is a few triangles. And let's continue with the big shapes. I'm running away from big shapes or something. So let's get back here. Let's continue with the knife. Okay, so if you want to restrict the knife along angles, you press A when you have the knife activated. So that's a shape. Let's get a shape going like so. What could also help with like an endeavor like this is if you use a measure tool So there's a plugin called Measure. Measure tools. If you enable it in Blender, you can select any edge and it will give you the length of the edge. That's good if you want to get like precise, precise sizes of different objects and edges and stuff like that. So even those area and all that. But yeah, so that's crucial when you're doing like architectural engineering type things. You know, you want everything to be the precise size. You know, because if you make a door too small, you know, a regular person can't fit through it. And if you make it, you know, too big, you know, you could use more material to have like it looks like a giant supposed to pass through the door. So they are considered, so in architectural and engineering firms and different things related to that type of industry, you know, of course being precise, you know, is a big deal. But of course in a game, you know, you don't have to be crazy precise, it just has to be big enough that the character could interact with things, right? You know. Anyways, let's see it. That's enough. Let's just stick with this. Let's continue breaking it up into big text shapes. Let's reuse this shape here. Let's go into wireframes so I can see what's going on. Just grab. Let's make another panel door here. Or maybe this part here, you know, someone is short of reaching, and that part is someone's average reaching. Something like that. So let's go. Just like that and that. Let's and I project tool. I'm gonna project another panel over here. I think I'll keep that little guy around. Okay, let's do some more. Let's add some more curves in here. So then there's a whole list of curves you could use. And plus, I think some of these are extras added on because I have different plugins, like hard ops and different things. So yeah, let's do circle. Okay, so what I'm doing here, right, so I'm going to do this, right, so make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to say like 3 circles width. So these need to be a little bit bigger, right, and then I want to do a circle width below. You know, you can eyeball this stuff, but it kind of helps. I'm just showing you so you know, like, the method to the madness to some degree. Okay, so I don't need to get this accurate. I don't care about being, you know, if I do that, if I place it there, you know, like in my head, I'm putting a circle here and a circle there and a circle there. You know, I'm just reusing this. I do something like that. I'm just there. Doesn't have to be accurate, as I said, just placing stuff. So. We could join objects by selecting the 2 objects, pressing Ctrl J. I won't do that right now. Okay, let's see what I mean, you guys go ahead and add a bunch of shapes. So let's just add like some more shapes here. We could just use to randomly cut out. Oh, my bad. Yeah, there's some shapes that I haven't used at all. Okay, so I use this. Oh, is this? Oh, okay. This is good. My bad. Let's just do this. Play around with just the general shape. I don't know if this thing would work on. It's fine. I love the way this looks. Just not get too much into the weeds. Grab this, see if we could fit like a circle inside of it. Just want to make that in the center mass. Okay. Somewhat in the center. As I said, you don't have to get crazy with being overly accurate, but I feel like that should be small. Just look cool. Yeah, there you go. Oh. There we go. This panel here, and then this thing here. And let's cut some more big shapes out of this thing. It's a solid view. Okay, now I'm thinking if like we have some stuff that hugs on and then leaps out. I think that's a cool idea. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this shape. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try out just this shape here. Maybe the shape is too big. Do something like this on head back. And let's try to cut like some of the vertical, so I put some lines over here. Oops, let's try that again. looking very techy, or something like that. You could also look at like the way on NASA, you know, the modules. I won't get into the NASA thing. That's another thing. But, you know, or I could say check this game out. Sold 2000. Extra images here. Dimension. Yes, I need something that'll support that. Let's get rid of this guy and see. Oh, he doesn't like that. Oh. Yeah, it needs to have something that supports that. Anyways, whatever. It does. I'm looking at my reference now to see what they have. So they have like a lot of kind of panel-y type things and then little things that jut out. So let's do the little things that jut out. And what I mean by that is like this, things like this, small things. I think there's a plugin for Blender, you know, where you could do panels like this. So, you know, again, don't waste time like me. Just, you know, do what plugin you like.
Will affect you in the future.
Just look like this is a hinge or something. Oh, S gives you like an angle. Oh, that's interesting. Did not know that. That's pretty cool. That's it actually shows you measurements. Okay, that's interesting. Did not know that. You learn something new every day. I hit S by accident. I like that. I don't know that I'm gonna do anything with the information. Okay, we have some unfinished business, so let's put some of these shapes in this. Okay. Wireframe, let's take a look. I think we might want to add some. So this triangle panel here, so this door. Trying to make some sort of sense out of it. So these things are not panels you could open, so I'm going to get rid of these. So let's pretend like these are little panels you could open. And you got those little gribbly bits and they're kind of locked. Everything needs like a lock, right? These little things here, it locks in the panels. So let's just do that. Let's not be lazy and just continue to do that. I thought E. Oh, just right click. Okay. Yeah, I did not know that. Okay, so we got a bunch of like little things in here. I mean, there's more detail to add, but let's just take it all of this and cut these little shapes out of this. Well, this could potentially create a lot of chaos, but hey. Therefore, right, so as I said, you know, if you zoom in, you get a cleaner cut on the knife project. Grab these and put these over here. All I actually need is just delete that. Separate that. Putting it here with, you know, little shapes that we used. So it does these web cuts, that's fine. Whatever it is. So let's see what we got, man. So if I come here and I click on my solid, you don't see anything, right? Because in Blender you could actually tell it to show the wireframe on top. And I think there's a mode in here where you could actually do that. Let's say, well, you know, show wireframe and everything. Okay, I know it's somewhere in here, I just can't find it right now. It's all good. Like me staring in the face, but anyways, we could just do it in here. So just come select the object, where report display, and the object properties, and this up texture is the wireframe. Or you could do texture. You could take that and just hit wireframe and it shows you the wireframe on top. It's fine. It's fine for what we need it for, right? So I'm gonna just duplicate that for another one. I'm just gonna hide that guy for now. Let's go back to this guy. And actually, I'm just gonna unhide this guy. And the reason why I made a duplicate of this guy is because I want to keep the wireframe thing on there. You know, Blender is so forgiving, right? So you could like select this guy. Yes, go into edit mode, vertex, and you could basically select these guys. And you have to make sure that, you know, if you're in wireframe, you can select all the vertices there or something. I'm just gonna select these guys. I just want to get rid of these guys and make a flat plane again. And you could do that. Control X, so just do that. Alright. And but it keeps the wireframe property. So that's something that we'll continuously use. So So this one we hide. Alright, let's get back to this guy. So I'm just gonna pull out the shapes and just arrange them however, you know, and just screw around with the, screw around with the general shapes. I'm actually gonna duplicate this again, just so we have the base like that. I'm just gonna use this to pull apart the shapes. Edit mode, it's going to face mode. Okay, so we already have these guys kind of selected out, so I'm just gonna P. And that's all we're doing. I'm just gonna do the shapes like that. Originally, I wanted to do every single shape the same thing, but let's just do it with things. And you know what? While we do this, let's make sure like this is randomized so we can see as it separates, the color will change. I'm just gonna select this. I want this, so I'm just gonna get rid of these while I'm here. So this will be one here, this will be one here. Yeah. Maybe this guy here. So I have an empty object. Yes, that's my empty object. Okay, so these are my little panel reveals. Oh, we didn't even save, right? So always remember, kids, to save. Okay, so I actually wanted to add this to some of my assets, to make these into assets. Yeah, let's just do that, right? Okay, so we could do many different things. We could extrude, we could, try to make these into stickers, sticker type these. What I mean by that is, like some things could turn into like decal. Let's just do some extrudes. Let's see what we got. gonna extrude these circles. Oh, just make sure they're not extruded. so we have an interesting little panel these. How is it gonna tile and all that? Not concerned about that right now. Just got, you know, some stuff down here. Okay, let's take a look. Have a light in here. Okay. Actually, we'll take this light off. Eevee is nice, but I don't think you can bake an Eevee as yet, so we're using cycles. Those are cycles. Let's just merge all these together for now. Oops, pick a guy. Okay, so weird tech panel. Let's just get rid of that edge thing that we have, the edge display on there. Oh, here, default display. Get rid of the wireframe. Okay, so cycles now, instead of a color background, we're gonna add a sky. Right, and note the back strength is 1, sky, let's do like so. The elevation, 60, is right above the head. And rotation, how does that do for color? So it's blindingly white because we haven't added like a material on this. So let's just add a quick little material on here, and let's just not do it pure white. Let's just all the way into gray here. And let's turn the sun intensity down to 0.5. Okay, so this has some sheen, so I like to turn all that off and then slowly turn it on. Let's turn the specularity right off. Okay, so it reflects the sky. So let's do some roughness. Alright, so it gives it a bit of sheen. And let's turn the specularity down because I don't want this at all specular. Yeah, that's cool for now. You notice we're not seeing like a lot of detail. And that's fine because it's just straight cuts. We didn't add any like edges. We didn't do a lot of things. Still the sun all the way down. So you see the sky is contributing a lot still. So let's go 0.05. The sky. Let's turn the sky off and see. Okay, so complete black whenever you're doing rendering is good. Turn the sun up to 1. Alright, so the sun is not contributing, so I mean the general sky. So let's turn the sky up slightly. Wow. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go 0.1. Let's go 0.03 or 0.5 rather. 0.05. And then let's do the sun intensity, turn that down some. And 0.3 is good. Let's drop a light in here and see what happens. Okay, so you could see the light. A little bit. Okay, let's change the sun angle. So, it's the elevation angle we want to rotation angle is. It sets in, it sets, so it's now raising up. So you see that right there? Yeah, I think that, you know, this is still on the floor, this is not standing up. It should be standing up, but it's fine. Let's see if we can get that sun to peek down in some of those holes there. Even more. Okay, so there you go, it's starting to get into it. Yeah, it's a little bit subdued, and then if you change the size, it'll blur the shadows. It'll diffuse the shadows. So it's not be crazy. Let's actually go like 50. Not bad. I like adding detail before I actually add like crazy detail to it. So we got this going. So let's see what else we could do. Turn this off here. Go back. No, that's not bad. Let's see if we can bevel some of these edges. Just like that. Alright, I'm just gonna drop a bevel on it. Okay, so the bevel is not working because maybe we have unwelded versions, right? And let's see. Yeah, it's fine. There's something standing. Okay, yeah, so this bevel multiply, you know, you can get in there and you can do a lot of different things. I think you should maybe select like edges, have it just do the edges you have marked and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're like angle, vertex speed. And right now you're just doing angle. So let's see. Just assign the new vertex to it. I'm actually going to split this and take a look at the vertex split. And pull it back. And assign. Let's go here. Vertex group, let's choose level. Yep, we've always got that one. That's pretty cool. We want the amount to be that amount. Want to get a little bit. something here. So apply transform and scales. This looks a little better. Okay, so that's all a little bevel right here. Let's go check in the shading and see if it shows up. Yeah, it does. Yep, and all you have to do is expect up to get some of that. But you could do that kind of this kind of micro bevel using a shader also. You don't necessarily need to come in here and do this, you know. But you know, there's different ways to do these things. I'm just gonna do this for now. Just like that. I'm just continue adding these things to that nice little bevel. We just assigned it. Yeah, and always got that little bevel treatment there. Let's come in here. So 2 list type. So 1 list type 3. See what we got. Yeah, it's a little more drastic. Let's take a look at the drastic version. Yeah. Me personally, I think I'll leave it out to like part 2. Hits you a little metalness. You just hit it a little bit of roughness. It always seems to be the one, and it also has to do with the angle of the sun and all these different things. But here we go, we got some stuff we can pull out. Then you could actually add like some more stuff to the shader, right? Let's look for like an ambient occlusion. There you go, it's right there. You could do things like that. And it actually adds like some ambient occlusion to it. You could control the ambient occlusion. Let's try it inside, no? You can tell how much distance is from the distance all the way now. Just put it back up. See, this is the complete ambient occlusion. If you plug this back in, you can skip that shader and get it straight to where the occlusion is doing. And this is within itself, right? So, the inside. I wonder if we have any flipped. Let's check this for that is coming. We have some extra sheets down here. don't need to, but you know, for some reason I like to do this. This feels cleaner to me. Yeah. Okay. Go back to the shading. Okay, so inside is actually looking the way it's supposed to. Let's pull this back. 1, 2, 3. Inside. Alright, and you can mix these shaders, right? So let's go with the mix. Mix RGB, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let the ambient occlusion be the factor. Put the color in here. Black and white. Should see nothing. This is the mix, right? And then, but you have to choose one of these to be black. Right, so let's do this. And you can choose a color that would be here and mix it with. Go back into factor versus the mix. Change the color of that. Just bring it back. Shader. There. You have all blue panel. Serious. Anyways, yeah, so that's it for now, guys. You know, I just play around trying to. I'm gonna make a bunch of these. Probably make some that could actually tile a whole bunch of different things, and this is just a base for like, you know, doing other things on here. And you can add more things on there, like the decals and stuff. And, you know, a whole hodgepodge of this. You know, probably even look into getting the plugin out there that does this. You know, which would probably be a lot faster for a lot of people. So there we go. So that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys later. Okay, take it easy.